What's going on, YouTube? So as you can see, 2024 is going to be massive. Now, unfortunately, we were not able to do our watch-along stream. At least I don't think we will be, depending on when Jake gets off work. This is actually pre-recorded because I was invited to actually meet with the developers and kind of get a 411 as to what's going on inside of this year's Elder Scrolls Online. Which is unfortunately why I wasn't able to make an updated theory video, because they told me what happens. So I'm allowed to post this after the live stream ends. So this is that recording, and this is all of that information for you guys. And we're going to break down why 2024 is going to be the biggest year in ESO. And that's not me being hyperbolic. And before we do a breakdown of the individual pieces that everything was covered in that developer's live stream, let me talk about why I'm excited, because I don't want it to seem like I'm just saying that because they invited me. Why I think that this year will be better than last year is for a few reasons and compared to other years. One, the scribing system is going to affect everyone. And that might sound pretty like, well, duh. But, for example, when the Arcanist class was added, I don't play an Arcanist. I think it's cool. I think it's a great addition. But for me, it's not the class that I want to play the majority of the time. So it's kind of something that's added that I think is great, but it doesn't affect me. Tales of Tribute? Do we need to go into Tales of Tribute? It's something that's added. I think it's cool that it's in the game, but it's not going to affect me. Scribing affects everyone. It's a base game feature that everyone is allowed to use, and it's going to affect everybody, every character, and everything. And I think that is why it's so important. And then the Q4 update being a PvP update, even better. I think while, for example, I will say PvP is not for everybody, the PvP community has been waiting for a major update since Battlegrounds were created. That's been a while. It's been a long time. So knowing that we are getting a Cyrodiil update, which I'll talk about a little bit later in the video, because we were able to ask questions about the developers, and they were able to give us information, and that all of that information that they told us is no longer under embargo. So I'll be able to tell you what they told us, or we tried to get a little bit more information as to what that meant. But let's go now through each individual piece of what's happening. So to start us off, we are on the Gold Road, which is in the new area, West Weld, which is a space between Cyrodiil, Gold Coast, Reaper's March, and Craglorn. The main hub, Skingrad, as we knew, and it's very familiar to everybody that was in Oblivion. It's actually an area that you could probably still go to if you play Oblivion. Hopefully the graphics look slightly different. Also, the new companion is going to be moved to the Q4 update. So the two new companions are not going to be in the traditional update. They are going to be added later in the Q4 update. And then everything, is kind of similar to us in those new zones. We're going to have our delves, objectives, world bosses, public dungeons, 12-person trials, world events, etc. So nothing super crazy there. And then the three major biomes that we're going to see, which is actually really cool. We got the Gold Road, which is going to be very Oblivion themed. We got the Valenwood portion, which is very jungle rainforest, and the Colovian Highlands, which is rocky, hilly, and dry, and has a lot of fall colors. Very excited to see those zones, because for those of you who don't know, the whole reason I actually started to play ESO is because when I was significantly younger, now that I think about it, I guess it was 10 years ago, I was like, I played Skyrim, I played Oblivion, and I was like, man, I really want to see all these other zones and this whole Tamriel thing. Let's go see all these other places. We got to see Maroon's Dagon's place, his whole, his crib. We got to, mess it up a bit. And we got to see Oblivion, we got to see Morrowind, we got to see Skyrim. And I was like, where's the rest of these places? Let's go see the rest of them. And ESO came out right at the perfect time for me to do that. For those of you who don't know, I do all the quests. I'm one of those people. So let's talk about the quests. The Necrom storyline, a bit of a spoiler here, ended with a new discovery of another Daedric prince that basically had been removed from the minds of everybody and had been imprisoned. And in the actual trailer, you see them escape. So they've escaped, but they don't know who they are or what's going on. And it's a Daedric prince, Athelia, and her whole jam is crystals, color, and, mirrors and all that other beautiful things. But she doesn't know who she is. She's from a dimension called Mirrormore, but she's wandering the area in which we have it. So she's trying to figure out who she is, and as the storyline progresses, she finds out more and more, and the storyline progresses around that concept, which is a really cool concept. Imagine a Daedric prince just walking around, not realizing they're a Daedric prince, and then figuring it out as they go along, everything that's happened to them. And I think that's going to be a really cool conceptual thing storyline wise to really tack on to. And now scribing, the most exciting feature probably to be added to ESO maybe since Antiquities. And even Antiquities I was like, cool concept, but this tops even that. So what is scribing? Scribing is actually described as a precursor to spellcrafting. To me, this is the developers seeing if a new system like this is going to be well received. And here's why I think that it will be. ESO, I think, really rides this line between being a really good game for brand new players who are getting into the MMO genre and not having too much complexity. But the problem sometimes can be is that ESO needs a little bit of that complexity. You know, the champion point system used to really be complex and it used to be crazy to look at. It's been refined. The skill points, how you level up, the overall world building is different. It used to be some zones were more dangerous than others. Now they're all the same. So ESO has always tried to ride that new player experience, so adding a brand new complex system to that is a bit of a risk. So I think it's important that this is done right, and I think it's important that it's done in a way that is actually intuitive and it's actually worth doing. Because if it's something that, you know, nobody's going to participate with, or nobody's interested in, or it's not worth doing because the buffs or the bonuses or the visual effects aren't cool enough, well, then it's going to fall flat. So let's talk about all the little nitty-gritty pieces about it. So in the words of the developers, what is scribing? Players can collect and customize unique skills, letting players tailor their characters' playstyles by editing their primary, secondary, and tertiary effects. The focus at launch is on weapon and world lines, Mages Guild, Fighters Guild, Soul Magic, Assault, Support, etc., and a focus on this so that everyone can participate in this system and just not a specific class. Each of these lines has at least one unique unlockable skill that you can configure and tinker with. And the three major resources in scribing are the Grimoire itself, which is the skill or core ability that never changes. They give the example of the Vault and the Bow line. And there's scripts, which each Grimoire has 3 scripts or sockets to slot into. These slots give you freedom to change various characteristics of abilities, i.e. heal, damage, dead, buffs, debuffs, etc., and then inks, a customizable, consumable re-ingredient to change or scribe an ability. So that is how it all breaks down in the words of the developer. Here's why I think that again is huge. Won't go through all of it again because I told you why I'm so excited about it, but it gives a lot of flexibility to tinker with pre-existing systems. I love updates where you take what you already have and you get to do something new and unique with it. Everybody's got that character they think to themselves, I love this boy. He's my first character. You know, he's big level. He's got the cool gear on. Yes, I think it's cool to build another Arcanist character. Yes, I think it's cool, to go take him and play a card game. But being able to edit his skills and take him through new types of content, making sure that he's got new, unique ways to play with his own abilities is just awesome. And I'm very excited to see how this fully gets fleshed out as we go down the line. And there's styling. As part of this system, players will also have the ability to change the look of abilities, visuals, i.e. the wall of elements can be purple, and so on. And there's going to be 22 styles at launch, all of which can be earned in-game, which I think is also massive, because that's always the big thing when these things happen is as well. Or is it just going to become a crown store thing where you can pay to make certain abilities look cool? And no. But also, my kind of concern when this system had arisen was, is this going to become one of those systems where for PvP it's like, what is my enemy doing? I don't know what's happening. They're shooting a bow and arrow at me, and potentially it looks like they're shooting a flamethrower at me. So it's, am I going to be able to recognize what's happening? And the answer is still potentially, most likely, yes. Only 22. It sounds like this might be a system that is increased, so this could be a future thing that becomes a little bit, tricky, but we'll have to obviously gauge it. That was just one of the initial things in my head. I was like, if this becomes like a 1 to 200 customizable feature, where you can make your skills look different, how's that going to be when I'm trying to recognize what's happening to me? And so for us in Q1, we have our 2 new dungeons. Q2, we have the Gold Coast chapter, including Scribing, the new trial, and the Luciant Citadel. The Q3 is a brand new housing feature with no hints, which we didn't get any hints for, by the way. And then Q4 is a PvP feature, not Cyrodiil related in the notes, and 2 new companions. All that we could get is that it was based on Cyrodiil, but it does not take place with the Cyrodiilic functions. So what does that mean? No clue. we're probably going to have to wait to see what exactly that means, but I'm very excited. They could potentially make Cyrodiil completely different, a new game mode of Cyrodiil, completely overhaul it into something completely new. It could be something like Battlegrounds, done differently. I was hoping for a dueling arena, just me, but it could be so many different things, and I'm very excited to see what it is, because PvP is one of the features that I think ESO does so well compared to other MMOs. I mean, if you think of other MMOs, even like Black Desert Online, garbage PvP. Sator, garbage PvP in my opinion. Elder Scrolls Online, in my opinion, has such great PvP, just not sometimes balanced the most well. And it's so cool how you get to actually see these large scale, siege captures of cities. And when you're a brand new player watching these huge sieges of different areas, you're like, this is incredible. When you've done it for 5 years straight, though, where you're like, wow, we're still sieging the same way. It could be a little bit not as flavorful. But also a fun little factoid, because we were asking about other optimizations. Apparently, they're going to start trying to help our inventory spaces, and they said that they're trying to make it to where you can stack siege weapons. So now you can actually bring siege without having to constantly run to the bank back and forth during a PvP conflict and as you go through the different castles and whatnot. But dear friends, that is my excited contained into a video for you with my thoughts on each of those breakdowns. I will, of course, be in the comments below if you guys have questions, and in Discord, which is probably the best way to get a hold of me, is on Discord. If you're watching this through Facebook, Band, Reddit, wherever you found this video, the easiest way to get a hold of me is in my Discord, and you can always private message me as well. And I accept all friend requests, so you're always able to reach out and get a hold of me. If you want to talk theories, more about what's going to be coming in 2024, and please, I believe my hyperbolic opening is justified. I think this is the biggest update that ESO has ever seen, an update to housing, PvP, and every single, character and how they're able to do damage with world abilities, guild lines, and weapon lines. It's got to be pretty big, I imagine. It's been the update that we have been waiting for as a community, so I'm glad to be here with you guys when it happens. I'm also excited to get working on some other ESO content, such as challenging other people to those Family Feud questions, which you can find at the end of the video. And if you are so generous to give me your answer to Family Feud, because I need responses, please, please. We are doing our giveaways. All you have to do to enter is leave your Family Feud answer, be subscribed, and then watch the videos for a random gift card code to be flashed upon the screen. Those are our 3 giveaway drawings. We do them throughout the month and at the end of the month. So the gift card will obviously be on one of the videos. The other 2 are drawn on the 1st of every month at midnight. And I just want to thank you guys so much again for watching. It's been amazing to spend this year with you guys. This is actually 3 years as an ESO channel. So this is our 3-year birthday is this month, ironically. So thank you guys so much again, and I will catch you, as always, later. Bye, guys.
You better remember to like and subscribe to Jake Clips. Or you should. I might have to pluck your eyes if you don't. Or, better yet, I'll skip rope with your entrails. Do it now. Subscribe. Ta-ta. Off with you.
So this time we're going to do something a bit controversial, and that is the question for Family Feud is, what is your favorite chapter update in ESO? And it can be any answer. I don't want to sway you by saying what mine is, but if you've watched, you probably do know what it is. But, dear friends, thank you guys so much again. This has been an absolutely phenomenal year to spend it with you guys. I just have to thank you again. Thank you to everyone who just watches these. A special thank you to subscribers and channel members, because you guys are fantabulous. We are closing in on 20,000 of you lovely juvelies. I just have to say thank you. I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.